what's going on, guys? Welcome to the Mixin' Podcast. I am here with Brandon, Zay, and Spiffy, man.
What's going on?
What's good?
So the first topic we're going to get into is Terry Rosier, man. Does the move, like picking up Terry Rosier, what does that do for Miami?
I'm gonna let y'all start. I got a lot to say, so I'm gonna let y'all start.
It's a great pickup. They're gonna be good in the playoffs. They're always good in the playoffs. Terry's a great player. He averages 20 and 6. However, I do think he's a very ball dominant guard. He needs the ball in his hands. I think him and Hero are gonna have issues later on, as far as like
they have issues now.
Yeah, but that's because they just started. They're gonna figure it out a little bit. But when playoff time hits, I'm interested to see like how that will work. Because Hero wants the ball in his hand in the playoffs. Yeah, and then and Jimmy gonna be Jimmy, but like when Jimmy don't have the ball, Hero wants the ball. Terry is not a like catch and shoot type of player, so I'm interested to see how that's gonna work. But if they can figure it out, they will be dangerous because Terry's really good.
Yeah. You go ahead.
I was about to say, I feel like it's going to be last minute if they do figure it
Exactly.
out. I feel like they still going to have to work it out once the playoffs start. Like, those first couple rounds going to be vital because when was the last time Terry played playoff basketball?
Been in Charlotte for 6 years.
Yeah, like he hasn't played playoff basketball in a minute, and it's a lot of, like, adjusting the Heat culture is not for everybody.
It's not.
Yeah, so we'll see. I don't want to rule it out. Like, I think they could get it together, but we're going to have to wait and see about that one.
Yeah, I agree with you, man. It's been a while since Terry's played some real playoff basketball, and I think right now he thinks Miami needs him to, like, average what he was averaging in Hornets, and I don't think they need him to do that to win. So I think he really just has to make open shots because he's going to be open in that offense. And really just be consistent on the defensive end. Really, that's really all I think they need from him. Just another option.
I think we keep discussing like what it's gonna like in the playoffs. I think it's gonna be figured out by post All-Star break. Honestly,
you think so?
I think so. Because the other thing, like transition. You talked about Heat culture. He's transitioning into it not in the off season like everybody else. He's transitioning into it mid season. So I don't think, and especially Terry's been in Charlotte for the past 6 years. We know, but Terry's averaging 24 and 6, whatever he was averaging. That's just in Charlotte basketball trolling. You're getting paid $28 million to just do whatever you want.
Yeah.
Charlotte basketball was in the mud. He's not doing anything. Michael Jordan left for a reason.
Yeah.
And he's to blame as well. But he was just in Charlotte doing whatever he wanted to. Now he has to transition to Heat culture and know that we already have our 3 scorers that's going to do anything. So we just need you to be a complementary factor. Same way we needed Kyle to. Kyle wasn't being that no more, which is why we started Gabe Vincent. And now Gabe Vincent is gone. We had no backup guard. Yeah. We had Drew Smith, but Drew Smith tore his ACL thanks to the Cleveland floor bad. We had R.J. Hampton. R.J. Hampton is still.
Yeah, he's not a guy you want to.
So we had no point.
I never saw it.
Yeah.
I never saw the vision. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah.
We had no. That's my twin, man. We had no point. But we had no point. Josh Richardson cannot play the point either, and Josh Richardson is also coming off injury as well. So
he's a good player, though. I like Josh.
He really is. But it's also going to work as well when Tyler moves to the bench and realizes he needs to move back to the bench.
You think so?
Yes.
He has to realize that, though.
He has to, and he's not going to realize
he has to buy into it.
Because he wants to be, even though he was 6th man of the year, the 1 year he came off the bench 6th man of the year, you were the best 6th man in the entire league. He said, "Nah, I want to start." That's bad ego. That's terrible.
So y'all saying Terry and Hero can't play together?
I personally don't like that back. I like that backcourt in 2K and nothing but 2K.
I don't think it'll work out. I mean, I've seen it's similar to like just like you've seen it with the Celtics when Terry played for the Celtics.
Yeah.
Him and Kyrie couldn't work together. Like Terry actually needs to like he's not a like I'm not gonna say he's the system because he's not the system by no means, but he has to run like
for him to be effective.
For him to be effective, he cannot sit in a corner or sit on the wing and let somebody else go to work and he's like ready to shoot. It's not gonna work.
That's what I'm saying. I don't think it's gonna be a quick turnaround because
Absolutely not.
If he were able to do that, like say he was on another team other than the Charlotte where he wasn't doing whatever he wanted to do, like they said on the Celtics, like he's never really been somewhere where he had to just like shut up and dribble.
Yeah.
I'm so mad he said that, bro. But I get it. Like, I get what you're saying.
I know what you're saying, man. It sounded crazy, but
if they can figure it out, though, they should be all right.
It's
but I think it's going to require Hero going to the bench.
You don't think
Eric
Spoelstra could figure that out? He's probably the best coach in basketball right now.
But you got to also think about how he culture is set up. They're set up on being a great defensive team. Also, if you're having their starting lineup possibly being Rosier, Rosier,
it's bad. It's
Hero, Jimmy, the Vasquez dude, Jaime,
he's
and
good.
Bam. You're gonna have issues. Not with Bam and Jimmy, but with your backcourt, you're gonna have issues. It's like real issues, especially when they run into like it's not gonna matter in regular season, but when they run into like teams that have like scores everywhere. Like last year, like they had Gabe Vincent and Caleb Martin. They were playing great defense. Like you're gonna see this year. Like Hero's gonna have to guard. Like Terry Rosier is gonna have to guard.
That's another reason Kyle started coming off the bench later last year. Kyle also needs the ball in his hand to orchestrate the offense.
Yeah.
Terry is not an orchestrating offense type of point.
Terry
is a true two.
Yeah.
He's a two. He's
that
not
ball's
a one,
going up.
Yeah.
It's
Every
going
single
up.
time.
It's got to.
I was just watching the Knicks game. I didn't want to watch because we lost. I was just watching the Knicks game. Terry is a two. He's a two at best. I love Terry too, but Terry is a two. It's not going to work with him and Hero in that backcourt.
Yeah.
If Terry come off the bench and Josh Richardson can somehow, because Tyler Hero at point is fine for me, but if Terry can come off the bench and we can have Hero, Richardson, Butler, I honestly want Love to start as well. I want Jovic to start, but they're not giving Jovic any burn. Shut up. They're not giving Jovic any burn for some reason. I don't know why. And Jovic is a phenomenal player. You talk about a 6'11". You can't find seven. Well, of course, it's like that in the league now. But Jovic is a 6'11" guy who can shoot, dribble, defend, anything you want him to. He still looks lost, is the reason why he doesn't play, and Spo doesn't give him any burn. But I want him to be the 4 as well, and Bam be the 5.
Do you think y'all had too much talent?
No, absolutely not.
Yeah, no. I don't think they have enough. I think they have too much talent in one
area.
It's not spread like
just average guys. They got a lot of average.
They got a lot of really good average players, and I mean,
but it doesn't even matter
Jimmy,
that they're
and they got Jimmy and Bam, so that's enough.
But it never matters that we have average players because as long as you do your job and buy into your role, you're fine.
Yeah,
that's why Caleb averaged 26 in the conference finals. He definitely wasn't expecting that as a Celtics
He wasn't.
fan.
You wasn't expecting that.
I know. I was expecting. I wasn't expecting.
Nobody
26.
was expecting.
That's an
that.
I wasn't
anomaly,
expecting 26. That was crazy. 26 a game in the conference finals is insane.
But it's gonna take that. It's gonna take that, like for the Heat to win. It's gonna take a player to do that.
Yeah,
and I think it's gonna be Terry can do that as well, and Terry can be.
But Caleb was sitting corner and playing defense, and they were doubling Jimmy. As soon as Jimmy turned around, Caleb was wide open. I did not see a single.
Down.
There's probably a few buckets where Caleb, I say that's a tough bucket.
Yeah,
no, Caleb had a lot of tough buckets.
Yeah, like off of. Not that.
No, he did. He had a lot of
tough.
Those last 2 series,
he had a lot of
like 5 seconds on the shot clock.
Yeah, he would just
create
get
a shot.
into it.
Yeah,
he's not a shot.
He's not
because we saw that in the very next series where he started averaging 10.
But against the Celtics, he was feeling good, man. He was a 92 overall.
He couldn't wait
playing the Celtics.
After he hit that shot over Giannis, when we played them in the first round, like he just took off after that.
Yeah. All right.
But as long as we also have the best two-way player in the league, so. As long as we can keep everybody buying into their roles, we'll be fine. Man. Yeah, that's good transition work, by the way.
We're going to talk about that soon.
Maybe it's not his first time.
All right. Speaking of two-way players, who is the best two-way player in the NBA right now?
Should everybody just say theirs before we get into opinions?
Okay, what are we basing it off of?
We're basing it off of
right now.
Now, and who guards the best player on a night-to-night basis? Like, every time you see him play, he guards the best player. Not like, stats or anything like that. With the eye test, what do you see?
Eye test. I mean, I'm gonna say Jaylen Brown, honestly, in my opinion. Like, and I'm saying this only because I'm a Celtics fan, so I watch him play. He guards the best player every game. Okay, and Luka was not
73.
He had a good.
He was guarding.
I'm just saying.
Obviously the best.
He had a great game. Luka had a great game, but
he was still.
Luka was in hell.
He was the difference between Luka having 60 and Luka having what he had.
Yeah, but I'm gonna say JB because he's having a great offensive year as well. But it could flip flop. Like you could say anybody for real.
I'm gonna say Paul George, man. Every night he guards the best players, and he it's 2-way, by the way, and he could you know how he gets a bucket, he gets to it. So I'm gonna say Paul George.
That's very valid though.
Yeah,
like we talking about 2-way because what he about to say.
He's not the on the
I
other
mean,
end.
yeah, like he's a good defensive guard, but I like those two. You know, like when Jaylen Brown is, you know, like when he remembers how to play basketball and stuff
exactly.
like that.
Yeah.
You about to get mad.
Like when he remembers how to play. But yeah, I'm not gonna lie, Craig. That's very valid.
I hear
George
the
is a good
PG.
choice. That's a good
I hear the PG. I hear the Jaylen. Now that you say it right now, I'm not mad at Jaylen Brown. I wouldn't be upset at Jaylen Brown.
Yeah, I noticed that he guards the best players.
But obviously, my choice is always going to be Jimmy Butler, because offensively, also Jimmy Butler playoff Jimmy Butler is eons above Jaylen Brown. And Jimmy Butler, of course, Jimmy Butler's not going out there and guarding the best guy, but Jimmy Butler is so good at just pass perception and just help defense IQ as well, that Jimmy Butler is just going to make sure he's in the correct place to make sure he gets the ball and then quick transition bucket every single time. Like, we watched the highlights, and you were saying you were upset because you was like, Jimmy's not guarding the best guy, but every single time he's right there where he needs to be.
But
he's
I'm
coming
saying,
up with a steal and going the right
I think
other way.
that credits Eric Spoelstra and the system they play, because sometimes they switch in a zone. They play 3-2, 2-3 all the time.
We run a lot of
they run a lot of
2-2-1 or 1-2-2.
Yeah, so I mean that's Eric Spoelstra placing him in the right spot every time. So I credit that to EP.
But I'm not here to fully
Eric
argue.
Spoelstra.
EP. I've never heard nobody call Eric.
I've never heard
in
nobody
my
call him
life. In my life. That's a new one. I mean, I'm not mad at Jaylen Brown. I think Jaylen Brown. I'm fine with Jaylen Brown.
That makes no sense.
Yeah, that's why I was confused. Where's the P?
Spo. I mean, that's what they call him. That's what the players on Miami. That's what they call him, man.
All right.
Never heard none of them call him.
All right. Cool.
Anyway, we're going to keep going.
I'm fine with the Jaylen Brown, because Jaylen Brown actually does go out there and guard. If he has to guard Luka, he'll guard Luka. He got to guard PG, he guard PG. But also, that's an attestation to Jaylen Brown not being the best player on his team. You never want the best player on your team guarding the other best player, because that's draining energy. Like Jaylen Brown, when Jason Tatum and them go and play KD and them, Jason Tatum's not guarding KD the entire game.
That's not true. That's not true.
Game. Now,
majority of the game.
The Celtics next series, I'm not gonna lie, he was right there in front of KD every single time.
In the playoffs.
Now, there was a lot of switching going on still, and there was a lot of help defense as well, but he was still right there. But at the same time, you never want your best player to guard the other best player.
I think KD. I think Tatum. I'm gonna get what you're saying, but I don't think that's a good argument, because I think Tatum always guards KD because of height and stuff. JB normally guards D, but
that Celtics team is not a good example of that.
But if we took mine, when I was saying it, I was more in accordance to Jaylen Brown. I wasn't really talking about Jason Tatum in general, because Jason Tatum wasn't nowhere in this topic. Even though Jason Tatum is
he's
also
top 5.
He's a good two-way player,
Yeah.
but Jaylen Brown is better, obviously. But also, like I was saying, you don't want your best player to guard the other best player. So that's the reason why Jaylen Brown is going out there and having to guard Luka and having to guard PG or having to guard anybody.
But I'm saying that there's a lot of players in the NBA that do guard the best players and still produce. Like Kawhi Leonard, every night he's guarding the best player, like at least the second best player, one or two, and he still produces, and they find a way to win.
Kawhi is an anomaly, though.
But I'm saying, like, if he could find a way to win, then why can't, like...
No, we find ways to win if that's... Like, we're fine in that. But at the same time, it's like Jaylen Brown gets the extra nod if he's going out there and guarding the other best player, is because I already have my best offensive scorer who's going to come down and do all the offensive stuff. Now, Jaylen Brown, obviously, I'm fine with Jaylen Brown being, because he does so much on offense as well.
Yeah.
As much as he does on defense, for real.
Yeah.
Like I'm still thinking about him dropping Luka, which is crazy.
Yeah.
But he does as much on offense as he does on defense. The reason why you're not seeing Jimmy go out there and guard Kevin Durant or guard Paul George or guard whoever is because I'm going to send Caleb Martin at him. That's what he's here to do.
Yeah.
I'm going to send whoever else to do that because that's what he's here to do. I'm not sending Jimmy to do that because Jimmy is my best player. I don't want, even though Jimmy's only bag is everybody clear out. Let me get down here to just right low block, pump fake.
It's such a nasty.
Kick it back out, get it right back, pump fake. You bit on the last one, now I get a foul and an and one.
Mm-hmm.
Even still, the bag is nasty, but he's still not going out there and having to guard the best player because he is the best player.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I mean, that's fair.
That's a good point.
So, like I'm saying, like Jaylen Brown is still. I'll take Jaylen Brown as the answer. But the reason why the other people don't get those nods is because they are the best player on their team. Now, Jimmy Butler can still go out there and lock whoever up if he needs to, if need be.
He can, yeah.
In the clutch, I've seen him guard Devin Booker the whole stretch of 2 minutes when he played the Suns.
That's easy though. 2 minutes is like.
I thought you said Devin Booker. I was about to
I'm not saying Devin Booker is easy. I'm saying like 2 minutes on the stretch, it's pretty easy. You know who the ball's going to.
I wouldn't say easy.
I mean, I wouldn't say easy because there's a lot of guys who are the star player who are Devin Booker's. Like, please switch him on to me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying. In the last 2 minutes, like, please switch him on to me.
Yeah.
So.
It could go both ways.
Which is why Lowry had to come out, and now I gotta have Caleb Martin be as my one right now, just in case he wants to go straight at Kyle. Now Kyle Lowry's a good defender.
About to say, I think y'all are gonna miss him, honestly.
We are,
because he led the league in charges for like 2 years in a row or something like that. So
and that was
that's not true.
Who led the league?
That is true. I'm sorry. That's true.
I was saying about to go. Is it Derek White?
Say who? Derek White's blocks. Derek White's blocks.
About to say,
but
that's insane.
Yeah, he got
Derek White for blocks is insane.
Yeah,
he's so good. I hate Derek White because I
probably one of the like the.
He's one of the best two-way players too.
Yeah,
Derek White averaging like
he
17,
needs to be up there.
Yeah. He is. He averaging like 17.
He's a pretty good player,
and he's like the second best. Well, he's really
it's so consistent, bro.
Yeah,
it's so consistent.
That's what I'm saying. Like you're gonna get at least 15, 16 out of him
and
every single.
A lot of his shots are open. Like he's gonna knock it down.
Take it to Prize Picks.
Yeah. All right. So the next topic we're gonna get into is would you rather. So the first two players are Shai or Luka. I know that's been going around. So
can I ask a question before we get into this?
Yeah, go ahead.
Is this like if I just had to have one on my team right now, or who am I building my team around?
I think it's just a little bit of both. Who you want to build around and just who's like kind of producing well or better than the other. Like, who do you think?
Like right now.
Yeah, right now, based off how they're both playing, who would you rather? Because Shai is number one. They number one.
I'm about to say like one is an MVP candidate and one isn't.
Yeah.
So like being like if we talking about just right now, like the season they're having, Shai is having a better season.
You saying Luka not an MVP candidate?
No. He's not. He's not an MVP candidate right now.
Like
averaging 33, 10, and
Shai is number 3 in the MVP.
I mean, we could look it up. I don't think he's up there with Shai.
I'm gonna say
Shai's leading the league in steals right now.
I'm gonna say Shai. I mean, it's tough. It's real tough. But I'm gonna say Shai. They both have like, and I'm only saying Shai because I think Luka is great, but Luka has a solid number 2. It's Kyrie. More than solid number 2.
Yeah, Luka 5.
Shai.
They don't have a solid number 2.
Shai has a good team, but he don't have somebody where you like.
Exactly.
I mean, Chet is cool, but like if Shai don't play, if Shai don't play, like, they're not gonna win. Like,
yeah,
Shai has to. I'm gonna say Shai. Like, if I had to build my team around somebody, I'm gonna say Shai. I don't even think Shai has reached his like
peak yet.
No, I don't think he's nowhere close to it.
I don't think he's near it.
Yeah.
I think Shai is gonna be crazy.
I don't think
like,
he knows it either though too, or he probably do know it actually.
Hey, if you think about it, like this year, the way he's getting his buckets, he's shooting 80% from the post. Like that's nuts, but just nobody's prepared for that. So he hasn't really like been forced to do anything else right now. Not saying he can't do anything else, but I'm just saying like. Nobody this year coming into this year was like, oh.
Yeah.
And I think another thing, like, I mean, we basing off right now, I'm going to say Shai, but, like, we're going to see in the playoffs, like, what Shai do. Like, his first, like, in my opinion, his first real playoff, like, where it's him.
He got to go kill.
Yeah. So we'll see, because, I mean, we seen with Luka. Like, Luka, anytime Luka loses in the playoffs, it's just because, like, his team just not enough, like,
to beat
the other team.
You think Shai going to succumb to the same fate?
I don't think so.
The way that had the same fate as Luka, like his just the same.
I don't think so because they're actually like they're more cohesive than like any of Dallas's teams they had while they had Luka. Like they're actually they're really good. They just don't have like I mean, like we said, they got Chet. Like Chet is like I guess the number two. But like they really complement each other well. Like with the Mavericks, like Luka is just like him. Like he's just him. And then they have Kyrie, and Kyrie's Kyrie. But like it's not like a 1-2 punch type of thing. It's like okay, you might get off, and then he gonna get off. They might both get off.
It's seldom that they do though.
Yeah, like but it's not. It's and then like the other dudes, it's just like all right. Hopefully they like. Hopefully they can hit today. Yeah. I think the Thunder the Thunder have a really good team, but we're going to see in the playoffs how they react because they are all young. They're really young.
So my question is, so with that team, do you think Luka could bring them to the number 1 seed like Shai is?
They're like
I
six,
think
right?
I would say they're not far behind.
And the thing,
what's the games like? They got like. It's different in the West. Like,
yeah.
They're all like the 1 and 4 is like 2 games.
The thing I'll say about the difference between Luka being on that, or not even Luka, bro, just the Mavs and the Thunder is that not only is that team a lot younger and they're playing within their system, but they are available. Where there's so many inconsistencies with that Mavs team. Like sometimes Luka might not be playing, sometimes Kyrie might not be playing for a stretch.
Yeah.
Like it's so many like they throwing.
It's up and down.
Yeah, like I think that plays a bigger part in this. I can't really say whether Luka would be able to make that team what they are now.
I feel like I could say more if we got to see them in the playoffs last year. Sadly, they didn't know how to.
It just wasn't time.
Yeah, they were in the play-in or something like that. Yeah.
No, they didn't even get to play. They were out completely. They were like the 11th seed, the 12th seed.
Oh, really?
They fell out. They were like the 5th when Kyrie joined.
Oh, I thought you was talking about the Thunder.
I was talking about
the Mavs right now are 8 seed.
Yeah.
Like
that was a dumpster fire last year.
Yeah, just like if I would have saw them in the playoffs, I feel like I have a better gauge.
That's the truth.
You know, it would be a great series.
What?
First round, OKC versus the Mavs.
Yeah,
that'd be a great series.
I'm not gonna. I think the Mavs might be able to steal a couple games from them.
I think the Mavs take it.
I think the Mavs
take it as well.
I think we talk about the Mavs like these is like young little rookies and stuff. Nah, like that's Luka and Kyrie on one.
I think that can go either way.
It's too inconsistent.
I think
that's why I say I think they
can
get a couple of games, but like down the stretch, I think I genuinely believe that Thunder team can make a serious run because when you're playing, they're not as
serious run to the conference chip, or like serious run just like win a series. Oh, you.
They remind me of
the
and I know we're off. No. They remind me of the Kings last year in a sense. In a sense, the Kings were really like not in the same because the Kings were more like experienced still. Like their players were a little older, but like that was their first time like being that good in a while, in a long time. And they went to the playoffs and like they played good first round, but then they played. They play Steph, and then
and
like
they gonna play
Luka.
Luka.
That's what I'm saying. Like you gonna play Luka. Like Luka's been there before. Like yes, his team isn't as good, but like he's been there before. Like and he has the team. I mean, so I don't know, but like based on the would you rather, like I'm gonna go Shai right now.
I'm definitely going Shai.
That mentality. What I'm seeing from that Thunder team is just like, and it's not even like they just look like winners to me.
The Thunders?
Yeah, they just look like winners. I feel like that's a big difference between having the talent and having that's where
two good players.
Between the Kings, whereas like they don't have for so long they didn't have a winning mentality. You know what I'm saying? Like that's just not their mentality for the Kings. So it was surprising that they were winning. But I feel like the Thunder, like they know they're good, but the expectation is for them to be good. Like they don't expect anything less from themselves.
Yeah.
So that's where I'm saying like. That goes a long way. Like if you're not thinking like nobody's gonna beat you, they probably not. If you got the talent to do it too.
And that's cool, but this is still the league, and that's other grown men.
It is.
That's true.
So they thinking Luka and them thinking the same. Like who is these young bulls that's trying to? Nah, we gonna show it. Like here's your welcome to the league right here when you play them in the playoffs.
And I think Kyrie honestly can match both Shai. And
we're not talking about Kyrie at all.
Yeah,
home grid.
Kyrie gonna get to it every single time he wants to.
Y'all know that's my.
I'm about to say that's your player.
Yeah.
Kyrie gonna get to it whenever he wants to.
So,
and I think they met, or they don't. Not that they mesh well, but they're gonna continue hooping very well together. Like Luka's gonna have 35 and Kyrie's gonna have a cool 23, but we're gonna forget that Kyrie had 25 or 23 that night because Luka just had 35 and he did it spectacularly.
Yeah,
and that's what we forget every single time.
Do they win with that against the Thunder?
Yes, as long as if THJ can give you a cool 15,
you know what I'm saying?
Fine.
You see that if word come on,
but he can. But you know he can do it.
He can do it.
With the Thunder, it's like, is Isaiah Joe going to do that for me? Is Aaron Wiggins going to do that for me? J-Dub has been doing it, and we've been seeing it so far. But is J-Dub going to do that for me when it comes to the playoffs? I do not know.
I mean,
that's a good point.
That's
real,
the point.
But we'll see.
I don't think you want to put too much on J-Dub though. Like
and that's what I'm saying.
He's just a low key guy. Like he gonna get right.
We're gonna have to do this. We're gonna have to do this again, like playoff time.
Yeah.
After the first playoff series, before and after the first playoff series, we're gonna see how they playing.
Because they've all like the whole Thunder team is bought into what
winning.
They have right
They
and J-Dub is hooping right now, but is J-Dub gonna keep giving me that 22 he's giving me right now? That he's giving me this whole month. Because everybody's just I don't put no stock in the January hoops because everybody just gets to it and everybody's hitting that slipper where the older guys are like, all right, let's slow down.
Yeah, that's true. That's a good point.
So Devin Booker can go out there and drop 73. Luka can drop 65. Whoever can drop 100. Somebody's gonna drop 100 before next year.
So question: do you think like it's a clear cut two, like in that Thunder rotation, like the second best player?
Nope.
That's what I was thinking.
It's
like
Shai.
I think J-Dub.
I think it's Shai.
I think Chet can get there, but I think right now it's a
J-Dub.
battle between them two. Because
J-Dub gonna do that for me come April.
But I'm saying they got both of them. So
exactly. That's true.
Before we go to the next topic, can we bring up a side note? How y'all feel about that Wemby-Chet matchup?
That was
what
fun.
you mean?
I like that.
Like the fourth quarter.
It didn't matter what the score was.
One,
like the Thunder were obviously whooping up on them, but they just good. They don't care.
But
what
Wemby
the score
low-key.
is.
Wemby low-key giving it to him, bro.
Yeah, he be getting right. All right, so we're gonna do a start bench or no, just a
we just picking.
1 to 4, I guess. So we have Fox, Halliburton, or who's it?
And Maxey, Hali, and Ball.
Okay, so who's ranking those guys? Like, who's the best out of those 4?
For me, I got Ant. I don't like Tyrese Halliburton game, but just watching it.
You don't got rank on.
Well, I got mine already. It's Ant, Hali, Maxey, Ball.
That's the same for me. And Halliburton, Maxey, Ball.
Okay.
Go ahead.
And this not even coming from no
bias, no.
This not even no bias. And it's hard. It's tough because like
where you got LaMelo Ball, man.
It's tough. It's tough because Melo doesn't play.
Yeah.
Like that's really
when he does.
He hoops. He hoops.
I just don't mind the Charlotte style.
I'm cool with Ant and Hali being 1 and 2, but I feel like because Maxey's the only one who's not the number 1 on his team.
Yeah,
that's the only reason I can't really put him above Melo because if I put him on that Hornets team, what is he gonna do?
But not being the number 1 on your team, you still averaging 20. What is he having? 25, 26?
But Embiid is like the best player in the NBA. He could be.
I'm saying, but like if you make any of those,
if you make him the target, that like I don't gotta worry about Embiid. I gotta worry about Maxey.
The double getting thrown at you every game.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? What are
you
gonna do for real?
Because I watched when they played us on Christmas, and Embiid was out. Maxey had a horrible game until the end. He started hooping, but he was having a abysmal game.
You know what I'm saying?
So I see what you're saying.
Like, and I feel like definitively, like it's kind of hard not to say Ant-Man is the number 1 because that Timberwolves team is good, and he's clear cut the best player on that team.
Yeah,
like,
and they're winning. So
yeah, that little 60-point game the other day. That dude is something else, man. Having 60 and not winning
against the
Hornets.
But they said that they was trying to like force feed him. Like they wasn't really trying to win. They was trying to get him to.
They didn't respect the Hornets.
Yeah, but he only had 4 in the fourth quarter.
Because they kept force feeding. They took him out because Finch was like, "What are y'all doing?"
Yeah, they weren't really playing basketball for real.
Exactly. They was out there they was at Lindley.
Yeah,
hooping.
No, they was at Barber.
More Jim.
He throwing up contested threes in a double team. I'm like, yeah, I would have took him out too. Yeah. So he had 4 in the fourth. He could have. Cat could have had a 70-point game that game if he wanted to.
I mean, if they didn't force feed him,
exactly.
he wouldn't have had
You know, man, little Atlanta self is out there just trolling. Like, yeah, feed him. He's out there trolling.
They pulled some Jameis Winston stuff.
That's what I'm saying. Like, so funny. That's so.
That was hilarious though. I never got to sit down and watch his post game interview, but I didn't need to. I just sat there and looked at his face with the volume on, and that was enough for me. I knew he was trolling. I knew he was trolling. Yeah, but Tyrese, the production, you can't like say he's not number 2 behind.
Yeah.
And then when LaMelo plays, like when LaMelo was playing earlier, like to begin the season, he was frying.
He was open.
And he's the number 1 team. He's the number 1 option on a terrible Hornet squad.
Yeah.
On a terrible Hornet squad.
And he's still producing like good numbers.
And like could Maxey do the same thing? But like
him and Maxey is kind of like the same player.
But like Terry Rosier was averaging 24 and 7 when LaMelo was out on that Hornets team. So like
they was losing by like 30 though.
They be losing by 30. Well, sometimes they'll have close games, but they still be getting blown out on LaMelo would have a good game. So at the same time, it's like I just watched Terry Rosier. We talking about Terry Rosier he averaging 23 and 6 this season. He was on the Hornets. Can Maxey not do the same thing without LaMelo being out?
But I'm saying like think about it. Embiid is getting doubled like every single night.
Every night.
Maxey's getting open like one-on-one.
And that's what I'm saying. Like that's cool. But you're telling me who's better, Terry Rosier or Tyrese Maxey?
No, Tyrese.
So are you telling me Tyrese Maxey couldn't average 24 and 6 just like Kelly Oubre was averaging 22 for y'all last year when LaMelo was out?
Yeah, I'm saying, but does that make him better than LaMelo?
Yeah.
Who's done it?
About to say, if you put LaMelo and Embiid on the same team,
You know
they
what I'm
winning the
saying?
chip.
No, they're not.
They can possibly win the chip.
I think they're doing better than what they doing now.
They still not going past the second round.
Man, they might win the chip.
They're not going past the second round.
I think y'all
and
put
here's
too
why.
much. Because that trade
I
can't
won't get too far off topic, but the Sixers, I don't know. The Sixers need a lot. And the way that they play basketball, they will never win anything.
How they play basketball?
Because they like the game runs through Embiid.
That's why I feel like.
And it runs through like you can say okay like the Nuggets run through Jokic, but the Nuggets how Jokic plays, Jokic is a playmaker that will get a bucket. Embiid is a straight bucket getter. In the playoffs, when you got to play a team 7 times, eventually that's getting cut.
Okay.
Yeah, you can pick up
let me
on
ask
that.
you this: what is Tyrese?
Maxey, he's a clear cut
Just
too.
an all around energy guy for real.
He's good.
He's a scorer.
He's a scorer. What is LaMelo?
All around player. Scorer, assist.
He can't defend.
I'm about to say LaMelo playing defense.
No,
Tyrese can't play defense. Maxey? He's not known as.
He tried. He's tried,
I'm
but
saying LaMelo's 6'6", 6'7".
saying?
He could.
I feel like if you put
if
you put LaMelo on that Sixers team,
They
not
might
only
win the
does
chip,
the game get easier for everybody else on that team, but the
Yeah.
game gets easier for him because he's playing with Joel Embiid.
Exactly.
He makes that entire team a lot better because everybody gets the ball a lot more and easier shots.
And then sometimes even.
He makes that team a lot better.
Nah, he definitely does, man.
I mean, he do make them better, but I don't know. Maybe I'm hating, but
You probably
I
are.
don't know.
I don't know. Hate with me too.
I don't know if
I
they
don't
win
buy into no 76er stock, and they're.
Yeah.
Gonna
I'm
be
saying I
forever
don't know if they
second-round
win a
losers.
ship, but
Yeah, y'all said win a chip, and that caught me off guard.
But I'm
They
just
not
saying, if
escaping
you
the
take
second
up
round
the best
still.
player on the Hornets and put him with Embiid, like, and LaMelo is the best player, I think they could possibly be better than what they are.
yeah, I feel like now, like it wasn't working with Harden, and now it's like,
Yeah.
It's just Tyrese is like the ball is in his hands a lot more, which is cool. We wanted to see that, but
And he's
I don't.
25,
Yeah, but I don't think they're any closer to winning than they were before.
Of course not. It's
You know what I'm saying?
What is the 76?
Yeah, but I'm saying you put LaMelo on that team, then it's like,
Yeah. That's a good point.
That's real. Like I feel like they got a way better chance of winning with LaMelo.
I still think they second round exits.
Yeah. I do think they have a better chance, but like regardless, like it might not be because of the Sixers. It might just be because they're just not better than the Bucks. They're just not better than the Celtics. They're just not better than the Heat. Like I just don't see them beating like any team in the second round caliber teams. Like I don't know. Embiid hasn't shown it yet. He's yet to show it. So
that's fair. I just think they have a better chance of doing so with LaMelo.
Like, I can't keep watching Embiid get to the second round, and then the whole offense is just Embiid get to that free throw line, extend it, hold it, and I'm saying because I was watching this because the Celtics series as well. The way they would guard him was Al Horford sitting in front of him, his hand in his face. Jason Tatum is right there, arm extended right there to be there, and whoever's on the other side is right there as well.
I
Joel
think-
Embiid didn't even want to pull up.
I think if Embiid can figure out how to become a better playmaker,
That's a
then
good point.
that'll advance the Sixers. But until then, in the playoffs, like Embiid is probably one of the best players in the league right now, if not the best. But when it comes to playoffs, when you got to play, like I said, you got to play a team at least 4 times, maximum 7 times. Them in-game adjustments is going
You think his white girlfriend has something to do with it?
Quickly. Jokic or Embiid? Quickly.
Jokic or Embiid?
Jokic.
I'm going to take Embiid right now.
Ooh, I'm gonna take
Jokic for all of the
regardless.
reasons that I just
Yep, I'm going to take
that I
Jokic.
just said.
I'm going to take him right now only because I think it's a different Embiid that we're seeing. We're not just seeing like
I feel like we're seeing the same
we're
Embiid.
getting full.
We
This
getting the
happens
same
every
Embiid.
year. Embiid kills every single year, and we give him
Even in that first round, he gonna kill.
Yeah.
He going to fry
and we
whoever
give
in the
him
first
the
round.
credit. We be like, Embiid is different. He different. Blah blah. No, he does the same thing every year.
Mhm.
I'm not fooled by Embiid.
It's
No,
that's what I'm
I was
saying.
saying
Like,
that last year, but I'm only saying that because the team that they have around them, it's like they got a lot of average players as well. And like I'm saying, Maxey's he's a rising star, but he's not an all-star, is he? He's not a. You gonna be
I
all-star?
think he's going to make the All-Star game this
You
year.
think so?
He
possible.
is.
Yeah,
Well,
Because Brunson, you got to think the guards. Brunson's going to get it. They'll probably give it to Donovan Mitchell. Tyrese would be the third. 'Cause
Okay.
Hero at first was debating with Maxey and Hero, but Hero just fell off.
But
Them
I'm saying
giving-
he's on the tier with like the second option guys. So I'm saying like Embiid doesn't have another MVP type caliber player like these other teams have, like the second option.
Who
Like
the Nuggets
he
is an
did.
MVP caliber player.
I'm just in the playoffs. Jamal Murray
Jamal
plays
Murray
like an
does be
MVP
cooking.
caliber player.
I told you earlier they was
You
on
was talking
some.
about
I said they
Jamal
was on some Shaq and Kobe stuff in the finals.
Of course against us.
Yeah,
They was
I'm not
cooking.
like.
So NFC, AFC, man, who y'all got going to the Super Bowl?
All right. First, I'm gonna do my picks based off of like who I just think gonna win,
Mm-hmm.
but then who I want to see win.
We all got the same.
I think the 49ers are gonna win, and I think the Chiefs are gonna win. And then I'll say this: I want to see if the 49ers win. I want to see the Chiefs win. If the Ravens win, I want to see the Lions win. Just matchup wise, I think they match up the best. Granted, Baltimore is Baltimore, bro. Like I think like they have a chance to win. However, I'm at the point now when it comes to Patrick Mahomes that like I literally have to see him like lose. Like
Do you look at him as Tom Brady though, like nowadays?
I
Nah,
felt that.
I
felt that.
almost he's not there yet. But if he can win
look
a
at him like he got to lose, and that's like I
It's
felt the
worse
same
because
way
of his
about
wife
Brady.
and his brother.
That's also true. I'm not trying to see Taylor Swift 15,000
About
times.
to
I don't
say,
care about
the
that.
NFL is gonna make sure Taylor Swift is in the Super Bowl.
I don't
So
care about that though.
They definitely winning.
No, I don't care
I
about
feel
that.
you.
That's
I feel
that
you.
stuff.
I feel
That stuff
Yeah.
don't matter.
That's
Like
extra
that
stuff.
stuff don't matter.
I'm not trying to see that.
I think that the Chiefs aren't the better team. The Ravens are the better team. They should win. On paper, the Ravens are a better team. Better defense, better offense. But Patrick Mahomes is Patrick Mahomes, bro. Like
You gotta beat them.
I gotta see him lose, and then I'll be like, dang, like all right, like the Ravens cool. But like until then, like if I was a betting man, which I'm not anymore, but if I was a betting man, I could not bet against Patrick. I probably just wouldn't bet that day.
If the Ravens win tomorrow, you think they're gonna win it outright?
Yeah,
Okay.
100%.
Okay.
I think the AFC wins regardless.
I'm gonna get my bias out the way now. Obviously, I'm a Ravens fan. I'm gonna go Ravens, and I'm gonna also go 49ers. We played. I don't know if you saw it. We played the Lions early in the season. We beat them 38-3. I'm honestly
different in
not.
the Super Bowl. Though.
Yeah, that's true. I respect that completely. I respect that, and I know it's gonna be different because obviously it's playoff atmosphere, Super Bowl, like things are just different. But at the same time, I need us to play the 49ers again. I honestly think because I'm not as worried as I used to be going in there and playing the Chiefs. I'm like,
Yeah.
this is a completely different team. The
Mhm.
Patrick Mahomes has never saw us with Roquan, never saw us with the Lamar we have now. Just the offense, especially the defense that we have now. He's never seen this before. He saw us when we was playing with I can't even Chuck Clark. Like all the clips you see him playing against the Ravens, Chuck Clark back there, Deshaun Elliott back there. He hasn't played against Kyle Hamilton,
Yeah.
Marcus Williams,
Mhm.
all these new guys we got now, and all these new tough guys.
him either.
And that's also
See,
true.
that-
Yeah, that's what I'm
That's
saying.
also true.
And this,
That's also true.
I don't know. I like the Ravens. Like the Ravens are
I
good.
like the Ravens too, but I was at my job and a Bills fan came in there, and he was like, he wasn't no casual. Like he knew what he was talking about. He was like, yeah, like and we felt the same way. Like if the Bills were going to go to the AFC Championship, it was going to be this year. Like this was the year for them to do it. Mm-hmm. And I feel like I don't like him personally, but I feel like it's a different switch. Like it happened to us. It happened to us in the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Like
yeah.
I think for whatever reason, like it might be scripted. It might be the script. And they needed a Brady replacement. That's real. It could be the script where they just be like, yeah, like, you know, it's him. He's the one. We're going to like make him the face of the NFL. He's got to win.
Yeah.
But y'all should win that game.
Y'all should.
I think he should. Because Andrews is coming back, right? He should be Mark Andrews.
But he's still coming off of that.
I wouldn't let him get that many snaps.
Yeah, that ankle injury was supposed to be like.
Isaiah Likely's been playing great. I wouldn't mess up what he got going on with Lamar.
But I still need that double tight end instead of him and Mark, though. Because putting Mark in still creates that fear of,
is he the same player? Yeah.
And that's still a first-team all-pro tight
like
end. And he would have been this year because he was doing my fault. But he was doing way better than George Kittle. He would have been this year, but he got thanks to Louis Wilson.
Go ahead.
And
go ahead.
I was gonna say I think it's similar to, and it's not the same thing. It's not the same thing at all. But our season got derailed when Dallas Goedert got hurt against the Cowboys. Keep it hot, you know what I'm saying? Like even when he came back, like we just weren't. We were playing with a different type of energy.
But that's also because y'all don't have a backup tight end that's as good as in Isaiah Likely. Like who I don't even know who y'all backup tight end was.
I don't know his name either. He was playing okay though, but we, you know, like the tight end position, like.
It's a very
it's a plug in.
Yeah, like it's not tough to play. You 6'7".
You know, like there's small stuff. There's the small stuff that makes a good tight end a great tight end. But
Isaiah Likely's good. Like
Isaiah Likely.
I'm not taking anything away from him.
I wouldn't even say he's just good. He's been hooping.
Yeah, he's been playing good.
I think we're all in agreement. Y'all should win tomorrow. Yeah. But I'm not going to be surprised.
It's that factor.
It's just that you can't ever just count out Pat.
Like, for some reason, Pat,
and it makes me so mad.
It's just like Brady. It's like
it don't matter who's in front of him. Like
there was a lot of years that Brady shouldn't have probably won the Super Bowl.
That's true.
Or even made it near the Super Bowl. But it's like, dang, like
somehow he still got there.
Brady magic.
Like, and I don't know. I was talking to my dad earlier about it. Y'all are gonna have to be up. In my opinion, y'all gonna have to be up at least 10 points in the fourth quarter for me to say they got this game.
I'm still not even.
Not even 10. I say about at least.
It's gonna have to be two touchdowns.
And I think it'll be that way. I think it'll be like
a field goal to win.
I think it'll be the Ravens like literally whoops the Chiefs or the Chiefs win.
I respect.
And it's not even a long shot. I think the Ravens do have like the team to like go out there and whoop the Chiefs.
But I don't see that.
Because look at how the Chiefs' offense has been, but they still made the AFC Championship regardless.
Yeah.
So it's like
you know what I'm saying. They should not be here.
And the Chiefs' defense is probably the best defense they've hit ever. Like the defense is what's keeping them kind of like playing. But
I got look. So I want the Ravens to win.
But you got the Chiefs.
But I know the Chiefs is gonna somehow find a way and win. But this is like it's different though. Like it's not even like a fan favorite type of thing. Like the Ravens can win. Like it's not like it's not even like.
It's just that's the Chiefs.
It's just I really think
if they win, we gonna know it's scripted.
Yeah.
So are we all just dismissing the Lions?
No. The Lions I think the Lions will beat the 49ers.
You do.
I think so.
I respect that.
Because of how he played, how Purdy played against the Packers. Mm-hmm. Packers are supposed to win that game.
The Packers were.
However,
before they played, my fault. But before they played, was I not? I said it multiple times. I don't know if I said it to y'all, but I was like, if anybody's gonna beat them, I would not want to play the Packers coming off a bye week. Mm-hmm. They should have lost that game. The Packers should have beat them.
Yeah,
I don't think
they're gonna let them.
Jordan Love was playing good that whole game,
but he turned into Brett Favre.
He threw it into double coverage, and it was his first down, and it was 45 seconds left. Yeah. He threw. I honestly thought that game was rigged, only because like if they played anybody else, they probably would have got ran off the field. Yeah. But Jordan Love, that's not a pass he normally makes. He threw it into double. He was playing great all game.
He threw it cross like he was running right and threw it back to the other side.
He never did that whole game.
He hasn't done that in the past 6
ever.
Yeah, I've never seen him.
Never seen him throw a pass like that, especially that game.
BYU, you doing that?
Nah, man. What were you going to say?
I think the Lions can beat the 49ers, but Dan Campbell scares me a lot. Like, Dan Campbell, like, I would honestly pick the Lions to win, like, for sure.
Why are you saying
but
that
Dan Campbell is, like, he's a risk it, like, biscuit type of player. Like,
going back
coach.
to that Cowboys game,
like,
they just kept going for 2.
Like, he's great. Like, don't get me wrong. And he is a part of the reason why they're in the position they're at now. Mm-hmm. But if they do decide to take that risky type of game and they don't capitalize, the 49ers capitalize. And we saw it when the 49ers played the Eagles. Yeah. And the Eagles kept making mistakes. If you make a mistake, the 49ers are not going to let up. Mm-hmm. So I'm saying, like, yeah, turnovers and stuff, like, they can't afford turnovers on downs, anything.
And the thing that makes me hesitant to pick the Lions, I feel like the Lions, the way they play, I like the way they play, but they've gotten the matchup to do it in the playoffs so far. And I feel like at the end of the day, because going into the playoffs, like the Eagles, you know, like nobody, we just had the worst coaching job ever. Like
Sirianni saw that.
Yeah, like the whole thing really fell apart. But
with the 2020 Steelers, like for real.
Yeah, I seen that. Honestly, I'm thinking a small part of me feels like that Lions team from the beginning of this season still exists.
All right, so yeah, just your Super Bowl pick. That's all. I got the Chiefs and the Lions in the Super Bowl. Yeah, it's gonna be nasty, but that's who I got.
I think the 49ers and the Ravens are gonna be in the Super Bowl. And just to help y'all out, I'm gonna pick the 49ers.
That's good work. I see what you did.
Yeah.
I see what you did.
Go ahead, Zay.
I'm going to go Chiefs 49ers Super Bowl rematch. Then I got the Chiefs winning.
I'm going to go Ravens 49ers Super Bowl rematch. And obviously I got to have the Ravens winning.
And I definitely have the Chiefs winning again. But yeah, that's it for our podcast today, man. Make sure you guys like, subscribe, and share it. I thank these guys for joining the podcast for the first time, man.
Thanks for having us, man. Yeah, man. Make sure we hit up.
I also take back my son's take. Super teams don't work. We're going to Miami. He's my dark horse to win.
All right, man. Thank y'all. See y'all.
Hornets in 7.